All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Success Zone, Friday morning edition. And just so everybody understands, we do Success Zone every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And this is an open forum for anybody in any company. So if you'd like to share it with your teams, some of you are just been testing this out to see if we're promoting any particular company before you put your people on. I get it, okay? But we're not generic training for anybody in the industry who is taking the journey here. So we're gonna get right into the information this morning. Let me just make sure I got my stuff here. Success Zone goes away and we go here. All right, so somebody give me a thumbs up if you could see my screen here when this comes up. All right, can you see that? 10 steps to success? Yes, Larry? Thumbs? Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, so anyway, I hope you guys have had a great week. You know, what I always like to do in the industry for, being in the industry for 25 years is, you have when you're driving down the highway, you have mile markers to let you know where you are. Well, I think people need to do that and have the mentality of doing that on a weekly basis. Now, you could even reverse it and go, obviously, daily goals, right? Hourly goals, but you should have a report card on your progress towards your success weekly, right? Did you have goals set, right? Every company out there has what? Information calls. They have live trainings, right? They have all these different things that you could build for. Remember, we're professional introducers into our company's system because most people come into network marketing, what? With a dream, right? They listen to some motivational speaker, somebody that was probably a top earner, and they got intrigued on where they are, right? Everybody loves successful people, and they love the end result. But very, 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 very few people are willing to take the journey to get to where they are. See, unless you won the lottery, unless you had somebody who died who left you a lot of money, and by the way, I've checked. I don't care who dies in my genealogy, there ain't no money. Okay, so I had to take the responsibility, right, for my family. So obviously understand those people who got there, they went through the necessary things to achieve their goals. And so I just love the fact everybody wants the end result. But in our business, guys, you've heard this 1,000 times. Work works. And tracking your work even works better. So it's Friday, right? And I don't know what your week ends, right? We always go 7 days, right? We start Sunday, right? And we end Saturday night. Okay, our week starts on Sunday. So on Saturday, we've always sat down and goes, okay, let's look at what we did and what we can do better. And so when you do that, it's eye-opening. It's eye-opening because everybody's quick to complain. This is not working, right? This happened, that happened. You know what's not working it? It's the working it that's not working in most cases. In most cases, that's the end problem. But we want to blame everything else. See, I'm talking from where I am, where I was, right, my first 5 years in network marketing. I never looked at Jeff. Never did I look at Jeff. I looked at all the reasons why. And it really came down to one thing. It really came down to one thing, not really respecting what I was doing. In fact, believe it or not, I was embarrassed. Have any of you ever thought you're embarrassed and you want to call it everything but multi-level marketing or direct sales or network marketing? You want to spin it because the people you know would never do it. Well, guess what? You're that person. You're that person. Until you could say what you do, how can you expect anybody else to follow you? This is an industry. I'll quote Eric Worre, who says, it's not the best, it's just better. It's not perfect, it's just better. But you see, that you got to get to that point that you can say it. I've been with companies, right, that can't even say it's multi-level marketing. And I have to take my time, effort, and energy to convince the person, right, that it's a good thing. Well, we're talking to professionals now. How many times you guys heard this? I've made my list, and we can't tell this person it's network marketing. Don't you think this professional person is going to figure it out pretty quickly what he's in? I mean, I don't get it. I just don't. So I'm trying to help you with the thing that really helped me was I was embarrassed. Here I am, corporate VP of Valley Health Clubs, right? Professional, supposedly, right? I've never been really professional. I've never been. In fact, I remember when Bally's was a mom and pop organization, because that's where it started. It was called Health and Tennis Corporation. And, you know, it was run by just a family, multi-millionaires. And then Bally's bought it out. Bally's bought out Health and Tennis. And obviously, I went with Bally's. And then here comes human resources. And they start to go, who's this tan guy? Right? Who's this tan guy? This is in the 80s. Remember the Arsenio Hall suits? Right? Bright purple. Right? That was me. And they would go, he's got to start dressing conservatively. We're a company. That's who I am. Okay, I'm loud, right? I'm obnoxious. That's just who I am. But when I came over into this industry, right, obviously, all the people that I knew, they were professional. And I couldn't tell them I was doing network marketing. I don't know why. And then finally somebody said to me, you're embarrassed of what you're doing. And that's why I couldn't recruit. So obviously that wasn't part of what I was going to talk about today. It just came into my mind. Because sometimes I look at some of the people on the call, right? And you feed them what you think they need. All right. So let's go to something here. Okay, it's called the 10 Steps to Success. And this may help you in any company that you may be with. And in any business, the first thing you want to do, obviously, is believe in what you're doing. Because if you believe in what you're doing, you'll find a motivation. If you don't believe in what you're doing, it's hard to find your desire. Right? If you're trying to get your hands around even the industry, you can't even think about building desire. Everything starts with desire. I call it your motivation. And all of you on this call, you got to ask yourself, okay, why are you doing this? What's motivating you to set your goals? What's motivating you to do, right, all the different things you have to do to build your business? Right? What is that initial motivation? Here's some thoughts. Right? Maybe because you said, well, my kid's getting ready to go to college. I don't have the money. Maybe your boss pissed you off, right, last week or last month or last year. And you go, you know what? I'll show him. I'm going to fire my boss because I'm motivated to replace my income. Maybe it's a new home. You know why Lisa got involved in the beginning of network marketing? Okay. Yes, my industry was going through changes. Yes, corporate downsizing was causing me to make less money. But you know what it really was? It was personal growth. Lisa always worked. We met in the health clubs. Right? She had a work ethic like me. She worked 12-hour days like me. She was in corporate. She sold corporate wellness programs to Fortune 500 companies. Right? But when she started to have kids, she became a stay-at-home mom. And that flame, that desire was extinguished. Yes, she loved being a stay-at-home mom. Of course, best mom in the world. But there was a piece of her that was missing that she wanted to fuel again. So for her, it was having an identity again, personal growth. And then, obviously, as she started to see the possibilities of the industry, she goes, well, wait a minute. What if we could start working together? What if I could replace Jeff's income? See, her vision started to expand. And then she said, you know, why not us? Why could we not become financially free? And a lot of people will look at this and they're going to say, okay, I want to become financially free too. Okay, have you identified what that means to you? What does financial freedom mean for you? But you got to have a goal. If you're going to set daily, weekly, monthly, yearly goals, right, you got to have something that motivates you. And I want you to think about something. Everybody on this call, okay? What makes you go to work every day? What motivates you to do that if you have a job? And most people don't love what they do. But why do you do it? What motivates you to get up when the alarm clock rings? Why don't you press the snooze button? Why don't you sleep in? Because obviously there's something that's making you go to work. Well, what makes you do this every day? See, I'm going to ask you a question. If your bills are being paid outside of the chosen company that you're part of, right, what really motivates you? What makes you have to make this work? See, that's another thing. We don't have to make our business work. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If someone likes my products, that's okay. If they don't, they don't. If they say no, all right. If they say yes, it's no big deal. But see, if you had to make it work, your bills had to be paid with this, would you treat it differently? See? And I've given some people some tips in the past. Some of you guys have been on my training calls, but I always teach and train what worked for me. And here's my suggestion. If your bills are not being paid by your network marketing company, pick something that has to be paid with the income from your network marketing company. See if that motivates you. Okay, let me tell you how Lisa did it. You guys ready? She said, okay, I found a company. I'm motivated. I'm getting the personal growth. I'm going to start with our car payment, Jeff. We had a Blazer. Okay, the payment on the Blazer, okay, remember, was $360 a month. She goes, give me that bill. That's the bill I'm going to start with. Okay, now, then it became, right, it became the grocery bill. You know what the grocery bill was? Have you ever figured out what you spend on food? Okay, this is with 2 kids and eating out. It was $1,000 a month. So she started to take care of the grocery bill then. Then it became the grocery bill and 2 car payments. Then it became the grocery bill, the 2 car payments, and the mortgage. This is a true story. Then it became the grocery bill, the 2 car payments, the mortgage, and she replaced my income, which allowed me to go full time. What did it start with? It started with Lisa's motivation to say, hey, I'm not here just to hang out. I'm here to make money. And she said, here's how she did it. She goes, this bill does not get paid unless it comes from my network marketing company. Like, let me ask you a question. Don't you all have bills now? Have you ever juggled your bills? Anybody on this call? Or are you all just, right, been perfect? If you don't have the money, something has to wait, right? Why? You don't have the money. Well, why would this be different? Just try it. Try it. I don't care if it's the electric payment. It doesn't make a difference what the bill, I don't care if it's $70 a month. You watch how differently you work when something has to get paid. That's why you go to work every day. Because you know if you don't, right, you're not going to have the house. But over here, if you don't do something, everything is still hunky-dory. Okay, so find your motivation, everyone, You got to find it. Because if you don't have it, I promise you next week will look like this week. And then all of a sudden you'll wake up, right, and it's going to be already September. You're going to go, oh, what happened to the summer? Then you'll say, well, you know what, let's start first of the year. And this is how people hang out in multi-level marketing, because they never, ever, ever dig their heels in and go, today's the day. See, when I say this is a very forgiving business, I mean it. Because none of you on this call, I don't care what company you're with, none of you have the traditional overhead. That's another thing that motivates people. If you have a traditional business, I got to pay the employees whether the money comes from this company or not. I got to keep the lights on. I have to pay the rent for my storefront. See, there's nothing motivating us. So guess what happens? Nothing. And that's why this week looks like last week. And that's why if you don't put this into effect, next week will look like this week. It's just what it was for us. Okay? So that was a lot in that one slide. Okay? Next. Now you got your motivation. You got the bill you're going to pay. Right? Now you got to set your short-term goals. How are you going to do it? Well, the only way you can make money in any network marketing company is a product has to be sold. No commission is ever paid in any comp plan I've ever seen unless a product is sold. Product is sold, dollars are created, percentages are earned. Down multiple levels of people. That's multi-level marketing. Sounds like a traditional business to me, all you people that can't get your hands around it. Okay? Show me a product that's sold in America that someone doesn't get paid. And there's layers of people that get paid. In a traditional business, right? Think about it. You know how much it costs to put a product on a shelf at Walmart? It costs millions of dollars to get that product on the shelf. And what does Walmart provide? A consumer base of people that are looking at your product. Walmart does the advertising. They bring the people in, and your product happens to be sitting there. Okay? Over here, right, you're the Walmart. You got to get people to see your product, and you got to be able to sell your product. If you don't sell your product, okay, you don't have an opportunity to make money. Well, how many products do you have to sell? Just figure this out, guys. Let's do your comp plan right now. What's your widget? How many of those widgets do you have to sell to cover that bill you said you're going to cover? All right. If you're covering a bill that's $400 and your widget in your company is $50 and you make 20% on the 50, okay, isn't that $10? Well, how many widgets do you have to sell in your group if you're making 10% to make $400? It's just math. But how many of you have really done that? Really sat down and said, okay, let's take my comp plan and figure out what I have to do. Forget your group, because most of your group is doing what you do, right? Which is nothing, okay? But once you show your group how you set a goal, watch what happens. But who's the leader? You got to be the leader and say, look, you want to make 400? Show them. Show them, here's our widget, here's what we all make, and we got to get that out into the marketplace. Now, what's the other thing that we sell in our companies? Not only do we sell the product, but don't we sell the opportunity to sell the product? This is where you get people to buy maybe more of the product because they're starting a business. And in most companies, your commission is going to be a little bit bigger if you sell one of your packages. Because I've seen packages in network marketing start anywhere from $200, right? In today's scale, maybe max 2,000, right? For your packages. And when you sell that, you're going to make your 20%, 25, whatever it is. Okay? So most people, because you're going to make more money on the sale, are going to go out there and try to sell the packages. It's got to be your plan. You got to keep it balanced. You should be leading with your product. And when you lead with the product, you should always be making sure that prospect at least buys your product if they don't get involved in your opportunity. Why? Because you're on a mission. I got to pay my car payment. See how differently you work? Because you have to. Just like you have to go to work and put up with your boss's, you know what, if he comes in a bad mood. You have no choice but to put up with it. Well, over here, what are you putting up with? A no. But you're going to be more, and I don't want to say aggressive because you're attacking people, but you're aggressive more within yourself because you have a goal to hit. This is what I mean by retailing. Retailing is the essence of our business, all of you. But very few people have a retail base because it's not a focus. You're just focused on bringing people in. I get it. I understand it. But do you know the fallback plan should be, well, okay, Mary, okay, or Judy, I know you didn't accept my opportunity, but I know you need my face cream. I mean, look at yourself. You look horrible. You got to buy my cream. I'm kidding, Judy. Okay? Okay. Or you know what? We got to buy my weight loss product. You got to buy my wearable, right? You got to get involved in my service. You need what my company has. But see, most people, they don't do it because there's no motivation. So retail your product. Set your goals. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm not senile. I repeat myself a lot, okay? What's your number? 400. How much do you make when you retail the product? 20, 30, 40, 50%? How many of those products do you have to sell on a weekly basis to make 400 bucks? That should be your first goal. And then when you do it, teach it. All those people that are making no money in your group, teach it. You go, hey man, look at what I did last week. That's how this works. It's called duplication. But you know what? Most people duplicate everybody doing nothing. Now, prospecting. If I need 20 people to buy my product per month, I got to prospect with how many people? Never stops. Never stops. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You want to be a good prospector? You better have fun prospecting. If you don't enjoy it, you'll never do it. It's like exercise, right? It's the same exact thing as exercise. No one likes it until they see the results. But how many people are willing to go through the exercise program long enough to see the results? Very few. How many people join the health club and never go, but they still pay? It's the same thing. So you got to make, what do you do then? You make exercise fun. How? You put on headphones. You listen to really good music. What I like to do, people go, why do you like to go to a crowded club? Because I feed off the energy of a crowd. I hate going into a club where there's nobody there. Some people like that. I don't care what it is for you. I'm just telling you me. Because if I'm getting tired, I'm looking at the person next to me, right, and that person's going crazy, it motivates me. I feed on energy. That's just me. And if I don't feel the energy, I get drained. So prospecting, you got to find a way to have fun with it, guys. You know how you do that? Go prospect. Find out how to do it. It's not going to be through osmosis. You got to figure out your way in this industry. Going out shopping, whatever you're going to do, go to the health club, wherever you are, practice getting the conversation with people. Why? You're on a mission. That car payment has to be paid. I made a pledge to my family that that payment's going to come from my company. And watch how many people now start to be attracted to what you got. You know what they're attracted to? And a lot of you might not believe this, but I'm telling you what they're going to be attracted to. They're going to be attracted to your passion. Because most people don't have it. And now here you come with a new goal, a new passion, and they see something within you. Doesn't mean they're going to instantly get involved with you. But the one thing that Lisa showed when she first started her network marketing company is that she was getting dressed up on Tuesday night. And instead of playing bunco, right, they called it drunko back then, because you know what bunco is, right? It's a mindless dice game that women play for an excuse to drink wine, okay? But she did it every Tuesday. And all of a sudden, she didn't show up one Tuesday. And everybody goes, where's Lisa? Well, Lisa started this thing. She bought a briefcase, and she was going to her meeting, and it became the buzz. What was Lisa doing? Oh, she's selling vitamins. That was because that's what we were. Our first company with supplements. And then all of a sudden, Lisa came back to those same women, and she sampled all of them. Because that was the program, sample the product. You'll see it in a second. And then the buzz around the neighborhood was Lisa was selling vitamins. Isn't that cute? Then Lisa went to her first business planning meeting. Remember, I just showed you the business plan? And her goal was to make $1,000 a month to cover the grocery bill. And she went back and said to all those same women, remember those vitamins I sampled you? She goes, do you know I'm on a business plan based on what I've laid out to make $100,000 my first year? Now, she hadn't made a dime yet, but she shared with these people a plan. It was actually $90,000 to make $90,000 her first year. Guess what the buzz around the neighborhood was then? Lisa's going to make 90 grand. See, it switched. It was not about the product. It was about she was going to make 90 grand. She had a plan, and she showed a posture. In other words, I'm making a change. And that's how she started to sponsor. Lisa built the biggest line in that company from stay-at-home moms in a neighborhood in Denver, Colorado. What brought us to Denver through Chicago was my corporate career. I got transferred when I got my big promotion. And that leg of business became the biggest leg in that company because Lisa had a business plan and was excited about her journey. You see what happens when you show change? But what do you guys, what do most people show? Nothing. What's going on? People ask you every day, what's new? You know what you say? Nothing. Oh, same old, same old. You haven't even told them about your company yet. But this is how you get to sponsor. Lead with your product, sell your product, and then let them know there's a business attached to it. And make sure when you're doing it, you're showing that it's fun. If people perceive what you're doing as difficult because you're looking like you have a root canal, right? When you're talking to them, they're not going to get involved with you. Lisa used to say, hey man, come over for a glass of wine. And all the neighborhood women would come over for a glass of wine, but now it was a glass of wine with a purpose. Hey, let me tell you guys what I'm doing. And it was just a social event, but she made it fun. Where you go? I'm going to Lisa's house. Okay, and Lisa would then say, hey man, here's what I'm doing now. Here, everybody gets samples. I'm going to make 90 grand. If anybody wants to know how I'm going to do it, okay, call me. And now let's go socialize. See, it wasn't like difficult. You know what people said? I can do that. I want to do that. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm going to go knock on the door, and I'm going to read my script, I'm going to be sweating like a warthog, right? And this person's going to go, I don't want to do that. Do you guys see the difference? This is how you set your short-term goals. Okay, now set them weekly. But you got to have your business plan first, guys. Got to have your business, got to know what you're trying to accomplish. If you don't know what you're trying to accomplish, nothing happens. So maybe you guys want to participate, okay? If you haven't made the kind of money you've made in the industry, okay, what do you want to cover? How much is the amount? Start here, proclaim it here, and say, I'm going to earn X amount. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's $75. That's where it starts. But let's see who participates, who says, I'm going to earn this. And then take your comp plan and how many type of widgets have to be sold to make that. That's a good place to start. Okay? Number 3, start working start with your warm market. Every company says the same thing, right? You're starting with your warm market. Because if you're starting over or you're just starting in the industry, you always want to start with people you know. I remember, and this goes for every industry. I remember when I first started working at Bally Health Clubs. I started in 1982, and I was making $3.35 an hour. My job was to open the club at 5:30 in the morning, okay, in the winter in Chicago. I'll just leave it there, okay? So, you know the first thing they did? They brought me in the office, and they said, okay, Jeff, I know you're the morning guy, but here's 500 one-week passes. Give them to all your family and friends and anybody you come in contact with. Give out these free one-week passes. That was part of my job. They said, you always start with the people you know because you know them. So same thing here. It's not like everybody you know is going to do it. But here's the thing what people don't understand about this that I want to touch on. This is a good practice ground because they know you. But it's an exercise to do. If you don't do this exercise, you're not going to ever set a business plan for yourself. So you fill out your prospecting list. Friends, family, business associates, referrals. And all you want to do now is practice. Why are you practicing? Because you're practicing on how to make it fun. Some of you are getting discouraged if your family and friends don't do it. Well, you have to spin it. I didn't do it with my family and friends, okay, because I'm trying to get them in my business. I did it to practice. See, if I heard a no, then I said to myself, I just did it to practice. So the no didn't affect me. You understand the psychology why I did that? So it's all a game. But let me ask you a question. If you have the attitude, well, wait a minute, damn it. I've supported you in everything you've done, Mary. How many times I buy the damn Boy Scout, Girl Scout cookies from your kid every year? And you won't support me by buying my product? Do you see what I'm saying? Expect it. If they don't get involved in your business, expect them to at least support you. My friend just called me recently. He goes, Jeff, okay, I just got involved in this coffee company. That wasn't multi-level, by the way. He goes, I'd love you to support my coffee company. And he's always supported me. I said, give me your website. I went on his website because we drink coffee. Okay, I drink coffee from Organo Gold. Okay, I get an auto ship. But my friend asked me, so I drink enough coffee. I said, I'll get on your auto ship. I supported him. Do you know why? He asked for the sale. He wasn't trying to get me. He goes, I expect you and I would love you to support me and my company. Try it. Just try that. See how many products you could possibly sell. Okay, just by doing that. So fill out your list. It's a good test. It's an exercise. And then use your company's tools, whatever it may be, right, to approach these people. You won't need a script if you do this for 2 weeks straight. You'll have it down. In the beginning, it might be painful. So remember, you're finding your groove. Remember the first time you went to the health club? Was it a little painful? And the more you went, the more classes you went to, right? There's some people, I'm going to stop the video. Okay. All right. So start with your warm market. Number 4, get your spouse involved. Now, get your spousal support. I should change this. Because if you don't have your spousal or your significant other's support, it's going to be very difficult to take this journey. And I went over this the other day about how to get their support. You know how you get your significant other support? Showing them you're serious. The reason why most of you don't have the support of your spouse is they know you're just playing around. They see your actions. They see your inactions. You know when I started to support Lisa? Day 1. I said I would never do it. You guys have heard my story. I said I would never do that. But when I saw her take it seriously, I supported her. When I saw her buy the briefcase, when I saw her doing her business plan, when I saw her consistently going to the meetings, when I saw her selling the product and making money, the support was there, guys. The reason why everybody's just looking at you and rolling their eyes, because they know that you're not really in. You can't hide that. When you're really excited about something, I mean, really, doesn't everybody feel that from you? All right, do they feel that here in the company you represent? Then what's missing? It's your belief. That's what it is. It's your belief. Sit down. I told you what to do. Sit down with your significant other and say, here's my plan. You're giving me 20 minutes, and I'm going to show you my plan. Just by doing that, watch how all of a sudden there'll be a newfound respect. But now you know what they're going to do? Once you share their plan, your plan with them, they're going to watch. I used to watch. Okay. Oh, she's in the shower. She's going to that damn meeting again. Now we're just watching. Then she leave. She go, by the way, you're watching the kids. Oh, okay. And then all of a sudden I became the person who watched all the kids. Think about that one. Remember I said she started with the warm market, all the stay-at-home moms? Well, guess who watched the kids when all the stay-at-home moms went to the meeting? Me. I was supporting her. I was cheering her on because I saw a commitment. Maybe your significant other hasn't seen your commitment yet. Watch what happens. And watch, and the amount is insignificant. If you showed them, listen, I'm going to make $75 this week, and you did, show it to them. And say, now that I know how to do that, I'm going to teach 5 people in my group. Watch this. You want a business plan? Go earn $75. And you know exactly how you did it. So if you did it, could you not teach it? Okay. Now tell your spouse, I'm going to teach 5 people how to earn $75. Well, you know what you would earn? You would earn $450. Because normally what you teach other people to earn in your group, that's what you earn. That's most comp plans. And he's going to go, wait a minute. You're going to teach 5 people now how to earn 75? Yeah. And then I'm going to teach those 5 how to do the same thing with their 5. So they could earn $450, and guess what you earn? You earn $4,000. That's multi-level marketing. You do it, excuse me, and then teach it. It doesn't make a difference. You could take the times table down with every amount. So watch what happens when you do it once. Hey, honey, look it, I made $75. And you know what my business plan this week is? I'm going to teach 3 people how to earn $75. And that's how you set goals together. See, you got to make it simple because it is. It's just teaching people what you do. And start following your simple program. This is just an example of a program, guys. Actually, this is a program of our first company. And I think it was apropos for this type of generic meeting, because step 1 in any company's program should be, how can you market something you're not using? We all know that, right? When I was in my wearable company, I always wore my wearable. In my nutritional supplement company, you know what step 1 was? This was it. Use all the product. You see how all was underlined? This is a 25-year-old PowerPoint. Guess how many products we had? 35. Step 1 was use all the product. So guess what I used to do? I used to take 35 pills a day. Why? Because step 1 was use all. And the concept was, do you want everybody using all the products? You want everybody using one product. So we would teach use all. Consumption we taught. You got to use your company's product. Right? You should be the best ambassador of that product. And then the way you get into conversations with people is by sharing the benefits of the product. Every product has a benefit, right? And then our concept back then was give it away. We used to sample it. Some of you have products you could sample. Now, another way you could sample your product is through your company video. That's sampling. You're sampling the product through a video. Get your videos out there. Your videos do you no good unless you get them in someone's hands. And then we always then led with showing the person how to get the product at wholesale. Remember, this was a supplement. This may apply or not apply to what you're doing, but you guys could put it together. And then once Judy, okay, experienced the product, then I go, by the way, Judy, there's a business attached to this. And let me share with you, Judy, I just got started and I'm on a business plan to make 90 grand my first year. And she's going to go, doing what? Doing exactly what I just did with you, Judy. She goes, what's that? I use the product. I share the benefits. I sample it. I show people how to buy at retail or wholesale. And then I share with people a way to do the same thing. And then if I did that in a very nice, easy, fun way, maybe over a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, or they were in my home, she goes, wow, that felt good. And whether she does it right then or there, you know, she goes home and saying, I felt good. See, not always do they buy your product, but they respect what you're doing because they saw it. You see what happens? And it may not be for them right then, but watch what happens. If something happens to their financial situation, they'll always remember you. Always planting seeds. You never know. And when something happens to their financial situation, do you think they know what to do? No, but they'll remember you. And then, oh my God, is Judy still doing that? Oh yeah, Judy's killing it. Wow, man, she exposed this to me a year ago. I'm going to call her. You see what starts to happen? Because they see that you are taking the journey. But work your company's program. That's number 5. Guys, listen, no company does millions of dollars a month in business with a program that doesn't work. If you're taking your time trying to figure out how to change your program, okay, you're wasting your time. And that's because you just don't want to go out there and really do the necessary things. Don't change your company's program. Don't change their PowerPoints. Use the tools that everybody else uses. The only difference between a person making the money and the person struggling is that person is working the program more often and he has more people doing it in his group. That's it. Number 6. Sponsor, start locally. Start low. Now this has kind of aged itself, okay, because of the internet. See, when we first started in the network market, it's so funny. It's just even think about. We had no internet. There was no cell phones. No cell phones. What would you all do now without this attached to you? If this is not within my eyesight, I freak out now. But when we first got started in the industry, there was no cell phones. Fax machines were a big deal. I could fax somebody. Remember the fax machine? And the paper would come out, and it would take 4 days to get one fax. Okay, so what we always used to say is start in your local market. And I believe this still because this is a hands-on business. Now, because of Zoom, I could still sit down with Sonia every day and see her face, right? Because of Zoom. So I could work with people all around the United States, excuse me, and internationally. But see, we used to do weekly meetings. So we always want to have, so in other words, start with and work very closely with your first 4 to 6 people. Build some rising stars. See, that never changes. Get some success stories in your group. Start with you and then build some rising stars. Because when you could start to point to some of the people in your group, no longer about you, when you could start to point about other people that have made money, Now you've arrived. Now that might be a little bit advanced, okay, for this group, because you got to start with yourself. Okay, you got to start with your first 75 bucks that you made, or your first 50 bucks. And then you can teach those 5 people how to do it. Number 7, okay, commit to your weekly sales meetings. Whatever your company has on a weekly basis, normally now in today's structure, it's a webinar, it's a Zoom meeting. It could be a live event. Okay, I know we're going to get back to live events. You can't replace a live event. Can't. If you think you can just build your business forever, listen to my words, forever online, you're sadly mistaken. Okay, you could build a business. Yes, you could recruit. But if that's the only thing you'll ever do, you'll never build the camaraderie. That's everything in this business. If Lisa and I had a secret to success, is working very closely with our groups. Always available when someone texts me. Always try to be available when someone calls me, and pick up the phone. Let them know they mean something to us. Not just like, oh, next. If someone has desire, I'm going to stay and I will live with them. I'll move in. Don't invite me. I'll move into your house. Okay? Son, you got an extra bedroom? See, I'm moving in. Okay? Why? Because she's someone with desire. See, she's out there. So if she was in my group, right? I'll just say that. If she was in my group and she was calling me every day, I'd pick up. If she had 3-way calls, I'd be on them because I've identified someone with desire. So you got to commit to your weekly sales meetings, right? You got to be able to look people in the eye, participate. Bring your enthusiasm. Even if it's on a call like this. You know how sometimes I scroll, right? See, I'm scrolling right now, and I'm seeing Sue. Sue's front and center. See, she's kind of going back and forth in her chair, but she's looking. She's present. There's other people that aren't even paying attention. You know what I do? I go, wait a minute. That's not something I want to show. And I'll mute out their video. See, if I'm on a weekly meeting, you know, I was always front row like this, smiling, nodding, giving my support to that speaker, right? Because everybody's watching. How many of you all scroll through all the little people as I'm talking? You ever see people not engaged? Okay, what message does that send? See, they're not even present in their own training. And they go, oh, I was on that call this morning. Well, what kind of energy did you give it? See, Judy right now, she's been nodding, she's been smiling, she's taking notes. She's present. How many people you just talk and you don't even know what they say? You got to be there. You got to be present. Listen to the information. Sincere excitement. You should want to be on this call. You should want to be at that company event. It's number 7. Number 8. Take advantage of whatever training tools your company provides. Okay? Whatever they are. Videos, right? Flyers. Here's our company's new flyer, right? We have a new flyer. Oh, I didn't show you the name. Okay. We have flyer, whatever it is. All these different things. Take advantage of those tools. Millions of dollars have been spent in development and research of those tools. Don't try to recreate your own. Why? Why waste your time? Because you don't like a word? Come on. Stop. Okay? Every company has their training tools. Number 9, commit to your regional seminars. Every company out there has regionals. They could be weekly, they could be monthly, most are quarterly, everybody has a yearly. Never miss a company event, if at all possible. Never. Why? Because that's what people live for. You know, people work harder for recognition than they do money. I'm telling you. You know why Facebook blew up? the way it did? Because it gave everybody a forum, right, to express themselves, to be heard. You know how many people count, they'll post something and they'll keep checking every hour how many likes did it get? Come on. It's our chance to shine. Well, that's what happens at these regional events. There's awards, success stories, hearing all the people who've accomplished their goals, marketing plans, new product presentations. I used to look so forward. And Lisa, I mean, she still does it. You know, you know how many events we've been to in 25 years? Oh my God. I should show you Lisa's closet. I'm going to do that on one Success Zone. And all the gowns. Because every time there was a couple, she would go and buy it. It couldn't be the same dress. God forbid. It was the same dress or same shoes. Right? So she has all her gowns from all the different events. Crazy. Because she got excited. I have 4 tuxes. I mean, custom to white, black. I got different colors. Because we took pride. We took pride in what we were doing. We took pride in the company we were with. We wore the badges, man. People, you drank the Kool-Aid. You're damn right I drank the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid's paying me $100,000 a month. You should drink some. That's what I would say to people. Okay? You should try my Kool-Aid. Okay? Well, how's your Kool-Aid taste? Right? In the job that doesn't pay you what you want. The one you complain about. See, it's all a spin. Everybody's trying to test and find the chink in your armor. Remember that. When they throw out these insults, go right back at them. Right? Because people just they're dream stealers, guys. So that's what the events do. They get you re-excited. I touched on this yesterday. You know why I decided to do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays? Because on Monday, we start our week, right? We get you all excited. So you could go out there on Tuesday and what? Go exercise what you learned. And then a lot of times you're going to get beat up. So that's why we come back on Wednesday to get you remotivated again. So you go out there on Thursday and get beat up so we can get you motivated back on Friday. So you keep the journey going. That's why. Because I know what's going to happen when you go out there. You're going to get beat up. But you know what I'm here for? Don't worry. You don't want to be where they are. They want to be where you are. They just don't know it yet. Number 10. And this is probably one of the biggest. Guys, if you haven't had the success that you wanted, you got to start to market. You are successful. You got to know this, every one of you. You're already successful because you've taken and made a decision to take a journey. What I'm trying to do today is get you to take the journey. And when you do, you've been successful. Forget the result. First of all, you made a decision that most people never made, will ever make. You made a decision to change. That puts you head and shoulders above most. Most people just complain about their situation. You didn't. You said, I don't like it and I'm making a change. So that makes you successful. You got to believe that. And if you start going out there and executing your game plan that I went over with you today, now you're really successful. And you know the first thing you got to start to market? Your attitude. A new attitude. What's going on with Judy? She's smiling now. Something's going on. What's wrong with her? You know, some people, they just by a smile, people go, what's going on with you? Like, that's wrong. A new pep in your step. A successful walk. Right? They see you, they see you doing the necessary things. Your appearance. Your lifestyle. These are things you have to start to market differently. The number one thing you could control starting today is your attitude. Can't hide that. Now, I'm not talking about appearance Versace, okay, or Gucci or Chanel. I'm just talking about, right, a pleasant appearance. An appearance is the way you make people feel. Really looking at them in the eye when they talk to you. Get to understand what they're really saying. When people believe they're being heard, they'll tell you more. When they tell you more, it's more ammunition. Lisa and I went to dinner last night. This new place, outdoor cafe. We started a conversation with these two ladies next to us. That conversation went on for an hour and a half. I mean, they're both from the same, from Laguna Beach. We were talking about all these places, just their whole life story. They're coming over to the house. We're going to invite them over to the house. We didn't even talk about our business. We made a friend. I don't know what's going to happen, but I like them. I like their energy they gave us. They're going to come over, right? They said, where do you guys live? Because we just moved, right? I said, you got to come on over for a glass of wine. Bring your husbands. Oh, that's so fun. It was like, oh my gosh. Lisa and I talking about on the way home. We go, you know what? People want to be invited. If you have a connection, now I don't know. I'm not here to try to get them in my business, but they're going to know what I do. I promise you they're going to be a customer of what we do. But I'm sincerely interested in them first. This is the stuff I'm talking about. It's not just, I'm going to get you to buy my product and you're going to get in my business. No. Maybe that comes in time. But this is when you're in it for the long haul. This is how you build and cultivate a culture. That's how you build it. But you start warm market, you start fast, you start with a business plan, and you work with urgency. Why? Well, because you need to cover that car payment, remember? Did anybody even participate? Let me see. Let me see if anybody wants to, hang on. Okay, I'm going to earn $500,000 this year. Okay, Tamara, I'm out here to, okay, can we talk, Tamara? Okay, I love it. Okay, but have you earned $5,000 yet? I'm not being mean. I'm just saying. I didn't earn $500,000. I'm good. I'm good. I didn't earn $500,000 until our 8th year. Wait, 55, 100, 200, our 5th year. I like it, and 1 million in 2019. I love it, but can we start with something that's, and I hope you take this the right way, realistic? I'm just telling you, that's not realistic. And I'm setting you up because I want you, because if you're thinking about 500,000 and you still haven't earned 1,000 this week, you've set an unrealistic goal. That's all I'm saying. Use 500, can I tell you this? Use 500,000 as your 5-year plan. Please don't forget. Okay, no, not yet. No, not yet. What? Okay, good. Well, then that's what you understand what I'm saying then, right? Okay, at least you're the only one that put it out there. Okay, I like that. Doesn't matter, guys. You don't have to tell me. I'm just saying, do it with yourself. Do it with your spouse, whatever that amount is. All right. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Promote this with your team if you feel it's beneficial. See you guys Monday. Mwah. Bye, guys. It's been recorded. Giamalva Global. Stop recording.